Here's what I do when I get cravings, bro, and I just get that feeling, like that overwhelming feeling of eating junk food. It just feels like a black cloud in your mind, especially when you're trying to lock in on your fitness goals. This is exactly, my mind when it comes to, food noise and, killing that craving. And what I do, how I think, like when I'm trying to eat healthy, right? And I don't want to fall off my diet, and I just I just get really overwhelmed with food sometimes, right? I lost over 100 pounds, and when I was close to 300 pounds, and losing like those initial, like first, 50, 60, 70 pounds, you know, I did it the wrong way, bro. I just went about it so wrong. I starved myself. I did endless amounts of cardio. I thought that was the best way, just not eating and running every single day. I thought that was the best, most sustainable way. But I ended up just having this terrible relationship with food, and I ended up, I lost the weight, but I just ended up fucking my relationship with food, and just messing my relationship up with fitness, and how to stay in shape. I just went about it the completely wrong way, and it led me down this long dark road of getting a binge eating disorder. I got bulimia pretty much after I binge ate. I felt so guilty. I wanted to throw it back all back up. If I overate one day, I wanted to throw it all up. I had terrible body dysmorphia. I was damn near anorexic after I lost the weight. I got down to 160. I was 270 at my heaviest, and I got down to 160 at like 6'1", 6 foot, and I just had the worst ever, mindset when it came to fitness, right? And thinking back, bro, I remember those days where I was so locked in. I was so hyper focused on being perfect. And let's say I ate something that was off my meal plan, right? And I would just self-sabotage myself. I would eat a little bit off my meal plan, and I would just be like, fuck it. Like, just, I would have this all-in mentality where I would just completely binge and, just throw myself off track like weeks in advance, a month in advance. And it would all just be because I had like this, it felt like this black cloud. I was just blinded by just like, I had like food anxiety, bro. I was just like, man, like, I was just overthinking. I would just be so hungry. I would just be just so overwhelmed, bro. And I wouldn't know what to do. And, before I knew what to do, before I found out the walkout method, let's say I had a craving. I wanted, maybe I was hungry. I was just in my room or in my house. Sorry. I would give in, bro. Like, I would be like, okay, it would start like this. Like, I would go into the fridge, or I would go into the pantry. I'd get a little snack and just be like, one bite won't hurt. And that shit stacked into like 10,000 calorie binge, bro. And the way that I broke this, and the only way that you're going to be able to break this, is using the walkout method, bro. I promise you, if you just, whenever you get this overwhelming feeling of, maybe you're hungry, you haven't ate, maybe you haven't cooked your meals, you have no food ready, bro. Whatever it is that makes you just overwhelmed with food, bro. The next time that happens, just literally walk out, bro. Let's say you're in your room, you're in your kitchen, you're in your house. I feel like we're so quick to just be hyper fixated on our problems in here. Like, we zoom in on the microscope all the way in to like this little ass problem, to this feeling. We just over exaggerate it, bro. And I promise you, you're gonna literally zoom out because you're walking out of the environment that you're having these thoughts in, right? It's like zooming out. Like, let's say you're like, put it like this. Listen to this analogy. Let's say there's a satellite. If you go on Google Maps, you see like a satellite of the globe. You zoom in, you can see like states. You zoom like more in, you can see like streets and highways. You zoom more in, you can see like your house. Let's say you're zoomed all the way in on the satellite on your house, right? You're on Google Maps, and you're just so fixated on this, like, oh, like, what am I gonna do? Like, oh, I really feel like binging right now. Like, I'm super hungry. I haven't ate all day, and I'm just having this craving now. I'm having this craving right now. I just need it. I want it. The only way, the best way that's worked for me, like I said, I lost 100 pounds, and I've kept it off for over 5 years now, is just zooming out. Walk out of the house, walk out of the room, go on a walk, just break the pattern. Recognize the pattern and break that shit, bro. Right there, right then and there, you have to break that shit. Or if not, it's gonna get you, bro, and it's not gonna be good. And literally, bro, this happened to me last night, right? I'm kind of going through a little heartbreak. You know, I've been living with my girl for a while now, and you know, we just decided to take a break. You know, I've just been getting in my feelings. I've been feeling bad for myself. Like, oh, like I don't need to work out. Like I just need to rest. I need to just fuel up my body and need to eat junk food. And I was having like this pissy ass mentality. And I'm not saying mental health is not important, but that's not taking care of your mental health, bro. Because that's just gonna dig you in a deeper hole, make you feel more like shit. So what I did, I literally just like I was in my apartment by myself. I was sitting there, you know, on my island, sitting down on, you know, my elbows on the island. I was just like looking. I was thinking about going on DoorDash and just ordering like this fucking crazy cheat meal to make me feel better. But I already know how that shit goes. I enjoy it in the moment, but the next day I feel like shit and I regret every decision I made. So the best way that I've dealt with this was just I like last night I walked out, bro. I got in my car. It was a rainy night. It was like a, you know, a little depressing night. I played some music. I played The Weeknd, the artist The Weeknd. And you know, I just started just listening to music, and I drove to the grocery store, and instead of crashing out and going to like a fast food spot and getting like a fuck ton of calories that have no like nutritional value for me, I went to the grocery store. I did some grocery shopping. You know, I just changed my environment. I broke the pattern. I zoomed out, bro. Like I zoomed out of the Google Maps. Like it was so zoomed in on my house. I zoomed out to like the whole globe. That's what I did. And that's what you have to do, bro. You just have to say, okay, fuck it. Like I'm overthinking. Like let's just get out of here. Like break the pattern. Come back to it. And to add on to this, bro, instead of going to get some junk food that would just make me feel like shit, I got some groceries that I've been eating. You know, I haven't been slacking on my diet, but I just haven't been getting my meals in all the way. I'm still eating like healthy, but I haven't been consistent with it because I'm just going through this little rough patch in my life, but I'm still not making excuses. Like I said, I went to the grocery store yesterday. I got some groceries. I got a steak. I got some rice, and I cooked the steak yesterday. And I got some ice cream, but it was some healthy like whole ingredient ice cream. It was called Ice Cream for Bears. It's called Ice Cream for Bears, and it's just like 4 ingredients in that ice cream. And I only did that because I didn't eat all day, and I'm trying to bulk up. I'm trying to get all my calories in for the day. So sometimes I allow myself to do that. Like I have like a big feast at the end of the day if I haven't ate, but it's still healthy. It's still whole food. It's still like in my calorie goal. I'm still hitting my protein goal. And yeah, bro, I just broke the pattern. And I swear, if you try this, you implement this anytime you get that little clouded feeling in your head, break the pattern right there, bro. Break it right there. I promise you're not gonna die if you don't eat. Like I know how it feels. You know, when you're hungry, you're anxious. You're like, oh, I need to eat. I need to eat. I promise you, if you step away for a little bit, you're gonna be okay. Gather your thoughts, and you're gonna be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that. Just ground yourself, bro. I promise you, if you walk out, you change your environment, you break that pattern, you're gonna come back to the situation and make the right choice. That's the only way that you're gonna do it, bro. I promise you. Because if you do give in to like those cravings, you give in to, you know, whatever you were thinking of doing, you know, getting that super high calorie cheat meal, you're gonna feel like shit right after you eat it, bro. The next day, for the whole week, you're gonna feel guilty. You're gonna feel like shit. But there is a way to enjoy yourself. I'm not saying you can't ever enjoy yourself. But in situations like these, I don't think that's the right way. I don't think I don't think you get the pass to enjoy yourself there, bro. I think you get to enjoy yourself once you've earned it. And I save my cravings, bro, for when I go out to eat with my friends or my family, you know, with my girl, whatever, bro. I actually wait, and I don't use it as like a coping mechanism anymore, bro. I use it like as an excuse. I use it like, it's not an excuse, but I use it like in like social situations, right? Or for an experience. I don't use it because I'm sad. I don't eat junk food because I'm sad anymore. And once you start doing that, I promise you, your whole life is gonna change, bro. You're not gonna depend on food. You're not gonna go to food for comfort. I know how it feels, bro. I had a kind of a shitty childhood growing up. I had no structure, no discipline. I grew up without a father. My mom raised me. You know, I grew up getting bullied all the time, and you know, my parents got divorced when I was, you know, super young. So I would always just go to food. That's all I knew. I would just go to food and video games, and you know, I would just fucking do whatever felt good. I would fucking jack it. Like, that might be TMI, bro, but that shit is all in like the same category because it feels good right now, but you're gonna feel like shit later, okay? And this works for anybody in any stage of your life, bro. It doesn't matter if, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, I'm not saying that I don't know what I'm getting into, bro. Okay, I'm just yapping right there, but pretty much you can still enjoy yourself, bro, but first you have to build a high credit body and a high credit mind, and this is part of it. Breaking those patterns is building, sorry for the sun, breaking those patterns and building these habits is building a good credit with your body, good credit with your mind. Okay, that's the two most important things you want to do if you want to sustain like this new healthy lifestyle, this new fit version of yourself. And when you do that, bro, when you hit the gym, you know, minimum 4 times a week, you get 10,000 steps every single day, you eat healthy 90% of the time. You know, I just got finished with my run. I just hit a PR on my run on one of my shittiest days, bro. I used that pain and I used it to push me, bro. I used the momentum. Let's say some shit's coming at me in life, right? I use the momentum as it's coming to me. I get behind it and I ride the wave, bro. I don't let it push me. I ride the wave with everything, bro, right? Like Jackie Chan says, whatever his quote, like, become water, I'm the water. You know, you've heard that, like, water flows. I forgot how it goes, but pretty much have to be like that, bro. If you want to completely change your life and keep it like that, bro. When it comes to, you know, losing, you know, just completely changing your life, but losing fat, building muscle, and, you know, keeping yourself at that, you know, your desired body weight, your desired physique, bro. Okay. And like I said, once you build a high credit body, high credit mind, you get to enjoy yourself without sweating it, but don't use it as a coping mechanism. That's my final message, bro. I hope you found this helpful. Follow my Instagram, DM me for some help. And if you just want to build a high credit body, build a high credit mind, learn how to leverage everything in your life to keep you at your dream physique, to keep you at your dream body fat percentage, your dream weight, go watch my other videos, bro. DM me on Instagram. I answer all my DMs. Okay. I don't have much followers. I would love to help you. That's what I love to do this, bro. I wish when I was fat, someone would make videos like these to help me when I was fat. Like, I would always watch fitness influencers. Yeah, their information worked, but they never really understood, like, what it feels like to be a fat guy, a fat kid, you know? And we just have different struggles. So just like, subscribe, go follow my Instagram, go DM me, go watch all my other videos, and I hope this helped you, bro. I'll see you in the next one.